Now we can start the new portions. Today we can discuss some of the questions. In page 208, there are some examples questions. At first we shall discuss example 12.3. So what you need to do is that take your notebook and write this example 12.3. The question also can be written. You may pause the video and write it. I will explain. How much current will an electric bulb draw from a 220 volt source if the resistance of the bulb filament is 1200 ohm? How much current will an electric heater coil draw from a 220 volt source if the resistance of the heater coil is 100 ohm? This is the question. Usually in our home we will get a 220 volt. Therefore the bulb is also designed to work in that proper voltage. Thus the voltage given to the bulb is 220 voltage. At that time how much current it will take if the resistance of the filament is 1200 ohm? That is the question. We have the solution because from Ohm's law we studied V by I is equal to R. V by I is equal to R. Therefore what is I? I is equal to V by R. Voltage by resistance will get current. Voltage is 220 volt. Resistance is 1200. Just divide it. 220 divided by 1200. We will get 0.18 ampere. Next, how much current will an electric heater coil draw from a 220 volt source if the resistance of the heater coil is 100 ohm? Thus the heater coil have less resistance is there. Same electric power supply is used for connecting the electric heater also. That means 220 voltage itself. What is the current gained? Again V by I is equal to R. Therefore I is equal to V by R. That is 220 voltage divided by 100. That is 2.2 ampere. Okay. What does it mean? The bulb will draw only 0.18 ampere current, while that heater will draw more current, 2.2 ampere. Okay, that we discussed. If you are connecting various instruments, some will get more current if the resistance is less, even though we connect with the same voltage. That is the difference. Now we shall discuss the next question, that is example 12.4. After writing, you may pause this video and write first question and answer in your notebook. After that, write this example 12.4. Write a question and answer. Potential difference between the terminals of an electric heater is 60 volt when it draws a current of 4 ampere from the source. What current will the heater draw if the potential difference is increased to 120 volt? Again we are discussing about an electric heater. At that time, now we are only giving 60 volt. That means not towards the usual household electronic power supply. In our household electronic power supply we are giving 220 volt, but in this situation, this is just an example, we have supplied 60 volt. When we give 60 volt, the current is 4 ampere. Now what we have done? We increased the voltage, increased the potential difference to 120 volt. Initially it was 60 volt, now it is 120. What happens? From 60 to 120 means voltage doubles. Then what will happen to the current? Without any problem, without doing any equation, we can easily understand. When voltage doubles, current also will double as per Ohm's law. V is proportional to I. When voltage increase, current increase. When voltage doubles, current doubles. So the current will become 8 ampere because initially the current is 4 ampere. Anyway, even though you know that, because sometimes while you are writing an examination, you need to write the answer based on the mark. If the question is about a 1 mark question, you may simply say, as per Ohm's law, when voltage doubles, current also will double. Therefore, the current will become 8 ampere. You may write it like that. But if the mark is more, you may write the answer as given in the text. How it is performing? At first case voltage 60, current 4 ampere. Then what is the resistance? As per Ohm's law, R is equal to V by I. Therefore 60 divided by 4, that is 15 ohm. Thus we got resistance 15 ohm. Second time what happened? Voltage double, then what is current? Again if we are using Ohm's law, V by I is equal to R. So I is equal to V by R. V means new voltage. What is new voltage? 120 voltage. R is same. That is the peculiarity. You may think why we calculated R. Because two situations are there. 60 volt 4 ampere. Voltage increased. But in these two situations, the common factor is resistance. Voltage may change, current may change, but resistance is same. That we studied in Ohm's law. V is proportional to I. V by I is equal to a constant. That constant is R. Okay. So why we calculated resistance? Because even though these other factors changed, resistance is same in both of the situation. That's why from the first case we calculated resistance, and by using the value of that resistance we calculated current in the second situation. Thus, see the last equation, I is equal to V by R. That is new voltage but same resistance. Previous or the new, all are same. 15 ohm. 120 volt divided by 15 ohm, we will get 8 ampere. Okay, do you understand? Okay, so you should pause this video and write the question answer. Then we can write example 12.5. Resistance of a metal wire of length 1 meter is 26 ohm at 20 degrees Celsius. If the diameter of the wire is 0.3 millimeter, what will be the resistivity of the metal at that temperature? Using table 12.2, predict the material of the wire. Resistance of the metal wire of length 1 meter is 26 ohm at 20 degree. So what is the length of the wire? 1 meter. What is the resistance of the wire? 26. The diameter is also given 0.3 millimeter. Then we need to calculate what will be the resistivity of the metal at this temperature. Okay, so how can we solve it? We already studied an equation for resistivity in the previous section. Let us see. Here we studied the factors affecting resistance are is length, area of cross section, temperature, property of the material. If we are keeping property of the material and temperature is same, that means we are not changing the material and we are not changing the temperature, then that two factors are constant. Then the other factors are length and area of cross section. R is proportional to L, R is proportional to 1 by A, or R is inversely proportional to A. If you are writing them together, we will get R is equal to rho L divided by A. We already studied all these things. Therefore, by rearranging, we can write rho is equal to R A by L. Rho is equal to R A by L. Let us see here. See, I have written the answer for you. What is the equation? R is equal to rho L divided by A. Therefore, rho is equal to RA divided by L. R is the resistance, L is the length. Both of the values were given in the question itself. Then area of cross section. Area of cross section is not given in the question. But one thing is given, diameter, because the wire, if you are cutting the wire, that you will get an area that is known as area of cross section. That area is in the form of a circle. If you are cutting a wire, you will get a section. That section is in the form of a circle. Therefore, area of cross section means area of that circle. Area of a circle is pi r square. Pi, you know the value 3.14. R is radius. But instead of radius, it is given diameter. But we know diameter is double of radius, or radius is half of diameter. Thus, rho is equal to RA by L. Instead of A, we can write pi r square. Thus, pi r square divided by L. That is equal to r pi, instead of r, instead of radius is half of diameter, so d divided by 2. Instead of r, we will write d by 2. Thus, r square, that is d by 2 all square. The next step, we can find that square. D by 2 all square means d square divided by 2 square. That means d square divided by 4. That 4 will come down in that denominator. Okay. Therefore, rho is equal to r pi d square divided by 4L. R is resistance, that is 26 ohm. Pi is 3.14. D means diameter. Diameter is 0.3 millimeter. How can we convert to millimeter? That is 1 millimeter is 1 by 1000 of a meter. That means 1 by 10 raised to 3. When the 10 raised to 3 coming upper side, 10 raised to minus 3. Therefore, 0.3 millimeter means 0.3 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter. If you are changing that point also, instead of 0.3, if you are writing 3, then we have to again divide with the one more 10. Then that 10 also will come upper side. Therefore, we can write 0.3 millimeter as 3 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter all square, d square, that divided by 4 into 1 meter. Length is 1 meter. So 26 into 3.14 into 3 square. 3 square is 9 into 10 raised to minus 4 square. That is 10 raised to minus 8. Now meter square, meter square. So upper side there are two units, ohm and meter square. Ohm meter square. Lower side meter only. Upper side ohm meter square, lower side meter, that will cut, we will get ohm meter. Ohm meter is the unit of resistivity. Now while we are multiplying, we will get 183.6 on iron into 10 raised to minus 8 ohm meter. If we are rounding it, we will get 184 into 10 raised to minus 8 ohm meter. That is, if we are writing that point in a scientific manner, we can write 1.84 into 10 raised to minus 6 ohm meter. So it is given in your textbook as 1.84 into 10 raised to minus 8, but it is 1.84 into 10 raised to minus 6 ohm meter. Now it is asked you need to compare the value of the resistivity with the materials by using the table given in the textbook and identify which material it is. Let us see. This is our table, and you can see here the manganese 1.84 into 10 raised to minus 6. You may write this answer